Very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us for this evening's installment of Trendz Live. We have such a jam-packed show for you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. My name is Mkolisi Masango. Let's get the show started. We start here this evening. The second largest shopping mall in South Africa, Menlyn Park, recently launched an empowering initiative in September. This was in celebration of South Africans' heritage by launching a project where about 4 local brands now have stores operating alongside other luxury brands. Producer Selepe Maifadi had a chat with the creatives about this major milestone. Take a look.
My name is Gigi Mula. I'm 23 years old and I'm the director and the owner of Igonge Kampagahle.
Ben Lucky, Fela Pedi. Ben Lucky, Ben Luke. It's a combination of two of my names.
I go by the name of Mario Inc.
My name is Tatiso Dube, founder and owner of Galaxy Boy brand.
Local streetwear brand Galaxy Boy has paved the way in growing the South African street fashion industry.
More than anything, guys, it's a declaration. So Nasi translated to English, it means all is well. So it is just about a brand selling hope to the youngsters and also adults. It does not have a limit as to age.
Ben Look, it's a streetwear brand that caters for the youth of South Africa. The youth mostly, but anyone who wants to wear Ben Look, because it's a streetwear, it's just a t-shirt and pants, combining them together, and then you have a look for a day.
Inkasa, it means like the house of ink. We decided to build the store for people so that they can feel comfortable. Gamhara store, but they can chill. Also, bagere tattoos,
The popularity and quality services of these brands impact the creative economy of South Africa.
I've been in this thing for like 10 years, so everything that's happening now, I feel like it's supposed to happen, you know. So to me, it's like, oh, okay, you know what I mean. But obviously, to someone looking from outside, we are really like changing how the game is in terms of fashion and local brands.
That's something that we've been looking at, probably having and pushing as a brand to influence other upcoming designers and fashionistas to know that it's all possible.
I used to watch TV, but these people are making a living out of it. And also, parents, they will force you, okay, sharp, you have to go to school. But now, my thing was to draw. So I decided to okay, sharp, because I saw people, they making a living out of it. So why not
These brands are part of the Made in Mzansi inaugural initiative by the iconic shopping center in the heart of Tshwane.
Mainly, it's giving us an opportunity to be international.
Being amongst amazing big brands, it shows that as we are situated here, we are seen. It just took up our brand to another level.
We pride ourselves of that part whereby we know that these pieces have been made here in South Africa.
For Menlyn to have faith in us and believe that we can actually exist in this space and survive and even get more bigger than we are is what we appreciate the most.
People, bathabela our service, bathabela whatever.
Street fashion guru Trendz has tips for the best drip to rock this season.
Trends for this summer, I think a lot of color, a lot of short stuff, you know, a lot of two pieces, a lot of graphics, and just simple stuff but very colorful and straight to the point.
When you get a chance, pop in and check out how these local brands are doing the most in Mzansi street culture.
So now a new Japanese-inspired bar situated in Rosebank, north of Johannesburg, has become the place to be and seen at. As usual, Trendz Live got front row tickets and experienced the city of Tokyo firsthand, indulging in sushi and amazing cocktails.
Good evening, South Africa. Tokyo is in town and we at Trendz Live wouldn't have missed it for the world. If you want to know what I'm talking about, come with me into the IKI Bar at Rosebank so we can see what exactly is happening. When we heard that there was a new Japanese restaurant open in Rosebank, the first thing that came to our minds was, sushi. And my, oh my, they did not disappoint. You and your choices. I feel like I went from a child to being an adult.
IKI is a Japanese-inspired bar. We specialize in cocktails. And we've got a small Japanese kitchen offering sushi and dim sum and some ramen dishes. In terms of IKI, IKI is a fun space as well. We hire it out for private functions. On a Tuesday we're starting karaoke. On a Friday we do hip-hop. We've got DJs from 5 o'clock. We do hip-hop music. On a Saturday we do a sushi brunch from 11 a.m. going into a party late at night. And Sunday we focus on old school R&B, sing-along songs. And we open for lunch and dinner daily. The cocktails which you've tried is a Good Luck Dragon. It's one of our signature cocktails. It's a vodka-based cocktail with passion fruit. It's got a popcorn syrup in it and it's cut with a Prosecco. So the drink has 3 different tastes to it. Initially, the first taste, which when the cocktail is given. The second taste when you add the grenadella and some icing sugar. And the third is when you put Prosecco into it. The next cocktail which you tasted was a Sour Blossom. It's a gin-based cocktail with lychee juice and some fresh fruit liqueur in it. And yeah, it's one of 2 of our best-selling cocktails.
How are you?
Hi,
very good. Welcome to IKI.
Thank you. Thank you. You can't wait to get everything. Everything looks amazing.
We've got signature sushi. One of the plates you tried was the salmon grenades. It's our take on the salmon rose. It's a salmon rose covered in a spicy mayo with a tempura crunch on top and 7 spices. In terms of the yummy platter you had, it's deep fried fashion sandwiches, salmon fashion sandwiches, as well as some tempura prawns.
I love this beautiful mural here. Do you maybe want to take us through this? What is this?
So in terms of the murals, we've got someone that curates them for us. So this is going to change. Every few months we'll change the mural. We've got another one outside as well. So it's Instagrammable, the space changes all the time.
Thank you, Dylan. The sushi was amazing. I am super full from just 3 of them. And the cocktails, I don't even want to say more. Like I've never had anything like that before. So thank you so much for having us at Trendz Live. Thank you. That's it from us at Trendz. We were at the IKI Bar and you saw it all. So if you want to have some of the best sushi in the country, some of the best sushi in Joburg, come to the IKI Bar.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Now, we are experiencing a time on the planet when symptoms of intergenerational, collective and personal trauma are manifesting in a mental health crisis. Now, through all of this, we decided that as Trendz Live to attend the Umoya Breath Fest, which is a forum for learning and shared experience for all those interested in discovering the potential of breath for personal healing and mental well-being. Let's get some air.
The crises of our time have catalyzed a global rise in consciousness, inviting questions of what it means to breathe, to live, to die, to be human, to transform and to heal. We gathered at the cradle of humankind for Umoya Breath Fest, which is the first of its kind event of breath work. Academics, health practitioners and spiritual leaders were part of this event to inspire a healing-informed society.
You'll find that in most African languages, how we articulate certain concepts, they are not only rooted in the physical plane, but also rooted in the spiritual plane. I'll give you an example with the term of Umoya. So Umoya might speak to the breath that we use in our bodies, but it also speaks to the wind that's blowing now, but also speaks to spirit. So for African spiritual practices or indigenous knowledge systems, their understanding is that to access our breath is essentially to access our spirits. So if we are breathing properly, then it means that we are also in alignment with our spirit.
There's a trend now. I don't want to say it's a trend, but we are seeing a lot of sangomas, people practicing traditional, what do you call this, healing. Does this mean that or indicate that we are taking a spirituality very serious as this generation?
So again, speaking about Umoya and changes and shifts that are not only happening within us as individual people, happening within nations, but also happening within the planet and the whole cosmos. So where we are now in this present space we're in, especially taking into context the kind of subversion and suppression of our own individual and indigenous way of connecting with Umoya or the creator, our ways of connecting with Indalo have been suppressed for a very long time. So now all of those ancestors who needed to undergo that process but did not have the time space to do so are rising. And this is one of the cases in which we're seeing a lot of people being called by their ancestors or their ancestors rising within them.
Breathing is important, obviously, but having a whole festival around that, can you explain it to us?
Absolutely. So the Umoya Breath Fest is really about bringing people together to have courageous conversations about how do we drive a healing informed society through breathwork. And yes, breath is something we do all the time. We do it 22,000 times a day. But when we bring intention and attention to our breathing, it can really harness power for healing, for depression, for anxiety, for trauma release, and to really change society.
So when we feel stressed, we tend to breathe high up in the chest. We hold the breath feels stuck. Yet when we can consciously slow the breath down and slow the exhale down, immediately the body will shift, will calm down. We will feel reconnected. We will feel focused. So when we breathe in this way, we can access our ability to think more clearly. More oxygen is delivered to the cells. So it sets up an environment within the body that is whole, that is healthy. Breath is free, it's accessible to every single human being. We don't have to go anywhere, it is right here. As soon as we bring our attention and intention to this unconscious function, we can transform it into a powerful tool for self-awareness and healing and transformation.
Well, there you have it. Breathe more and stress less. That's very interesting. Now, the face of art galleries, as we know, is changing, and being on lockdown has sort of helped different artists come up with brilliant ideas on now walking into art spaces is not only a visual experience, but a full-on sensorial stimulation.
We are in uncertain times, and it is our role to seek out voices that speak about things we haven't realized around us, and artists help us with such.
I love art. Art has been used as a tool of expression for decades. And the one wonderful thing about art is that there are no limitations. Be it music, dance, poetry, painting, it is what you want it to be. Today we are at the Standard Bank Art Gallery for a one-of-a-kind exhibition titled We Are Culture.
Firstly, it's the first exhibition that we are opening with at the Standard Bank Gallery since the closure of the gallery due to COVID in 2020. And so we wanted to start with something that would, I guess, reflect a new direction that the gallery is going in terms of exhibition programming. And so it takes on a multidisciplinary kind of approach where it's not strictly visual arts alone in the traditional sense, but incorporates other genres and mediums. have 2 fashion designers, performance art, musicians. We had a DJ during the opening launch, painter. We have a multimedia artist as well who works in video. So we wanted to show a range of different mediums that young people are working with today. The kind of programming that we want to get into, where it's not strictly just traditional exhibition in the sense of you have just pictures on the wall, but that you have exhibitions that are actually immersive experiences as well, because I think that's what audiences are looking for now, especially post, you know, the COVID period where people were not able to physically be in galleries.
All right, so let's talk about the artists. Who have you worked with?
We selected 13 very young, dynamic artists that are probably, I think, at the cusp of making it big, and the idea was to try and, you know, have a show with them before they are too unreachable for us and they become too famous. But it's also artists that we believe are doing interesting things in the respective mediums that they're working in. So somebody like Fikile Sekulu, for example, who's a fashion designer, is very conscious of fashion being a sustainable kind of career, but also working with sustainable materials. Kotalo, also known as Skits, and he has I guess a alter ego which is himself, and he photographs himself and performs these this character that you see in the images, and you know, and a lot of it has to do with, I guess, personal identity of being a queer person, and what that means in a contemporary young person. But also, I think what I enjoy about Skit's work is that it touches on love and tenderness and, you know, all these soft things that are not normally associated with young men.
If you missed this one, don't you worry, because there's more to come.
So now, with life getting a tad hectic every day, stress-minimizing activities can be quite essential. The good thing about this, though, is that you don't have to break the bank or travel afar. Brace yourself, as we're about to put you through your paces with some adventure in Lanseria.
When was the last time you decided to face your fears and do something bold? Whether it's a paralyzing fear of heights or an equally terrifying dread of depths, you just tell yourself that today you continually push to create amazing memories. It's time to cast these fears away. So girl, you better get up and try again.
Adrenaline junkies, daredevils, thrill chasers, please stand up, because today, right now, the weather allows, we are about to get to some adventure. I am at Lanseria in Johannesburg at the GZ Adventures, where we'll be getting up to some activities, just to do something that's gonna make our blood pump, our blood to rush, our adrenaline to flow. So if you're like me, you enjoy some of those activities, this is the plug, and just stay with us to see more. Let's go. Oh my goodness. No, we're gonna be fine. Can you from the sky? Oh my goodness.
We're in the Hatties area. That is where you find everything from water sport, hiking, game drives, all sort of stuff, abseiling.
I've got this.
Today, what we are going to be doing, we are going to be doing abseiling and river rafting at the same time. So it's going to be a combination.
3, 2, 1.
After a challenging yet rewarding day of abseiling, hiking, and river rafting, it was time to keep calm and shoot straight. We took some archery lessons where we learned how to use a bow and arrow.
Okay, our arrow have got 2 different colors. The red one must be outside. Okay. Okay, then at the back.
Doesn't matter which side.
Yes, but the red one must be on the other side.
Okay.
All right. So this was designed for the old bows, but with these new bows, your target, you put it
but it's not
in
tight,
circle.
one is not tight.
You just push it at the back, it will click. When releasing, you just let go. Yes. Okay. Woohoo! shooting while they're on their horse.
You know?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we come in there. We are one of one look top. The rest of the thing up front. Yeah.
Ready, Asa? Let's go.
Here's a piece of advice though. Next time when you want to do these adventures, please wake up and have a healthy breakfast, drink a lot of water, and start early. Because can you see the sun? I'm exhausted, I'm beat, I'm tired. That's it for today.
Man, oh man, time flies when you're having such a good time. Signed, sealed and delivered. This was today's installment of Trendz Live. Do join us again next time, same place, right here on the SABC News channel. Independent and impartial. Till next time, take care.